channel. Welcome to the new subscribers, to the oldies but the goodies. Hey, what's up, y'all? Anyhow, so my name is Andrea, for those of you who don't know, and today I'm going to be talking about how to choose your major, starting college and things like that, and then specifically why I chose to be a nursing major. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and jump into the video. Okay, so specifically starting off with how to, choose your major. So first off, I just want to say, guys, it's not like by law, it's not written in no type of book that you have to know what your major is coming into college. As a matter of fact, it's absolutely okay if you don't know what your major is coming into college. So a lot of times, people are still confused, or they just don't know what direction to go into, which is absolutely okay. So my advice to you guys, if that pertains to you, is to, go to college still. It doesn't matter if you don't know your major or not, and start off maybe your first semester, your second semester, if you still don't know your major by then, with your basics. Every single major has the same basic courses. And when I say basic courses, I mean everybody still has to take English, everybody still has to take a form of history, things like that. So get with an advisor and, basically explain to them your situation and just let them know your first semester, what you want to do is just take the basic courses that are required for every major. So that way, when you do decide what major you do want to go into, you already have those classes knocked out. Okay, and for those of you who do know your major, I just want to say, again, it is absolutely okay to go in your first semester, your second semester, third semester. It is absolutely it's okay to change your mind. It's okay to change your major, because oftentimes you go into college and you see, these majors that you knew nothing about. You hear these classes that you knew nothing about, and those can sometimes best interest you. You're more interested into that, specific major, and it is okay for you to change your major. Okay, so my next tip is going to be, and honestly, I feel like this is the most important tip, is you need to choose your major based off of what you want to do. Don't choose it off of your parents, what your friends are doing, what your sister or brother, did, and what their current job is. You need to do it based off of what you want, because at the end of the day, guys, this is your career. This is your life. This is your job that you're going to have to get up for every single day, or whatever the case is. It all is for you. You know what I'm saying? So for you to go based off of what somebody else wants is it can get miserable. And especially like if it doesn't interest you, think about you sitting in a class for, some hours and learning about information that you have absolutely no interest in. I'm telling you, it's gonna be really miserable, and honestly, it may even get to the point to where you just start doing terrible in the class, within itself. So at that point, what you're doing is you're wasting time and you're wasting money. So all in all, make sure you're choosing your major based off of what you want. Okay, so my next tip kind of ties into what I said initially in the beginning as far as you going in and, just taking your basic courses. So what I advise is if you're one of those students, where you're kind of exploring the different majors, what I would say is to go to different organizations, go to different events specifically for majors, because sometimes, so for example, me when I was a pre-nursing major, what we would have is this nursing association, or what we had was this nursing association on campus, and we would have meetings like every other Tuesday. So initially in the beginning, the meetings are open to everyone. So at that point, if I didn't know that I wanted to be a nursing major, or if I was questioning it, I would go to those meetings to see, okay, hey, like, what are the nursing majors? What are the pre-nursing majors talking about? What do they have going on? And if I would have seen that it would have best interest me, I would have went to another meeting. I would have went to one of their events. I would have seen, is this really what I want to go into? And I mean, it really kind of goes for business majors, they have events, education majors, they'll have events. So try to go to different majors, what they have going on, and, kind of see if you can kind of choose from there. My next tip is going to be, you want to choose a degree that is going to allow you to have, or not choose a degree, you want to choose a major that's going to allow you to have several job opportunities. And what I mean by that is, okay, for example, me being a nursing major, me having a bachelor's of science in nursing, there are so many opportunities, there are so many jobs in nursing that I can use my degree for. Education. there. You can be an English teacher, you can be a history teacher, you can be whatever kind of teacher. So make sure, like, whatever degree you're going into, you have your main, you know, your main career that you want, but you also have a backup, because honestly, we have to be realistic. It's not 100% that you're going to get the job that you absolutely want right off the bat of graduation. You just have to be realistic. So having a backup plan is always, always good. Okay, and then my last tip is going to be what you guys want to do, or what you should do, is print off. So let's just say you do decide what your major is going to be. What you need to do is print off your degree plan, and you need to see every single class that you're going to be taking from your freshman year to your, you know, graduating senior year. You need to see, are these classes you really think you're going to be interested in, that, you know, again, you're not sitting in class wasting your time, wasting your money, because you'd be surprised once you get to those upper level classes like your junior and your senior year, how things can kind of switch up. So again, just make sure you print off that degree plan and you see all the classes that are specifically required for your major. Okay, so kind of switching gears here. Now I am going to talk about why I chose nursing. Why did I choose to be a nursing major? So first off, I want to say this. A lot of people, I feel like they don't understand this concept, or they understand it, but they still just use, I don't know. Let me just explain. So there is a difference between a pre-nursing major and a nursing major. You know, pre-nursing is where you're not, as far as my school goes, let me say this. I don't know how other schools work, but as far as my school goes, when you're a pre-nursing major, you're not in nursing school. You're still in your prerequisite classes. You're still taking the classes in order to become a nursing major. You know what I'm saying? When you become a nursing major, you are taking your nursing core classes and you are in nursing school. So, glad I cleared that up. Hopefully that kind of clears up, you know, some confusion. But, okay, so let me explain this. What is nursing? So, nursing is basically, obviously, what we would think, what you would think a nurse is. Going to the hospital, going to the doctor's office, going, you know, where a nurse is going to be able to provide, you know, care. And, you know, there's a huge difference between, I don't know how I want to say this. So let me just, okay. In nursing school, we're not only taught how to take care of the patient, but as a nurse, you need to take care of the family as well. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of our care, it's patient-centered, but at the same time, it's so much more than just the patient. And as a nurse, not only are you the nurse, but you're also the patient advocate, meaning you are that barrier, not the barrier, but you are that bridge of communication between the doctor and the patient, between the physical therapist and the patient. You are that advocate. You kind of help, you know, your patient. You know what I'm saying? And not only are you that nurse, not only are you that advocate, but you're also an educator. You need to teach your patient what they're doing outside of the hospital, what they should do outside of the hospital for their health. So with all that being said, I just feel like that kind of ties into all the attributes that I feel like I can provide. As you guys can tell, I love helping other people. I love, you know, giving advice. I love doing things like that. So I thought, you know, that education portion, I felt like I had that down packed, because I feel like my whole life I've been helping people. I've been trying to educate people. As far as that advocate, I feel like my communication skills are kind of up to par. You know, as I had stated in my last video, growing up, my communication skills were trash. I'll just be straight up, they were trash. But with time and over time, after doing so many presentations, after speaking in front of so many people, after being behind the camera, you know, for a year, my communication has improved drastically. So I feel like that advocate, you know, portion, I have that down packed as well. Then just serving as a nurse in general, I literally, like, to be completely honest with y'all, I don't see myself doing anything else. And honestly, like, the money thing, because I know this is always brought up into conversation, the money portion or the money issue, that had absolutely no type of impact on my career decision. What I will say is what definitely had an impact is I knew that I would always have a job. I knew that people, it's kind of harsh to say, but I know that people are always going to be sick. So nurses are always going to be needed. People are always going to have babies. So a labor and delivery nurse is always going to be needed. So that kind of took a huge toll on my decision as well. But specifically why I chose nursing, a lot of people, if you follow me on Instagram, if you follow me on Snapchat, or if you know me personally, you probably already heard this story. But to make a long story short, so for those of you who don't know, I do have a little brother. His name is Anthony. If I can insert a video or a picture some kind of way, I'll do that. But anyhow, so his name is Anthony, and he's literally like my entire world. My tattoo right here says my brother's keeper. He's my entire world. And again, to make a long story short, my brother has had epilepsy since he was 6 weeks old. Again, he is younger than me. So I, like, from day one, I saw how, you know, things were handled. Every time that he was in the hospital, I would take note. Of course, I was young, but, you know, I was always about observation. And I just feel like I can always remember, like, all the doctors, all the nurses, every medical staff that has had an impact, or that has, you know, took care of my little brother. They have made a drastic change into, you know, my family's life. And so I just think about, it's crazy to me that one day I could, you know, honestly make an impact like that on someone else's life. You know what I'm saying? So that alone within itself just drew me into nursing. So kind of going back to that, you know, pre-nursing talk, that kind of, those classes within itself kind of really confirmed it for me when I was taking pre-nursing. I was like, yeah, I'm for sure, like, I want to do nursing. I love science, and the class that I absolutely, like, it was hard for me to grasp at first, but anatomy and physiology, I absolutely love learning about the human body. I love learning why, you know, certain things work. And then especially when I got into nursing school, and then I saw how, even though these things are going on in the body, these certain medications or this type of, you know, whatever management can cure or treat that specific, you know, disease or disorder or whatever. It all amazed me. And it's like every single time I go to class, every single time I learn something new, I'm like, this is really where I want to be. And again, it had nothing to do with the money. And I knew it was something that I wanted to do. No one in my family was ever a nurse, like a specific registered nurse. I did have family that was like, you know, CNAs, like my mom and things like that when she was growing up. But as far as like a legit registered nurse, I never had that. I never had that type of influence. So honestly, I went in to being a nursing major with a whole heart, and I was open-minded. I was very optimistic. But again, nursing is not for everybody, especially once you get into nursing school. You will quickly see that it is not for everybody. You know what I'm saying? So, and I will say this, the last thing. So when I was a pre-nursing major, when I first started at my university, I want to say when we started as freshmen, we had well over 150 pre-nursing majors that came in with us all at the same time, our fall 2014 semester. Now, the amount that went into nursing school that actually became a nursing major was around, I would say around 20 of us went in like fall 16, and 20 of us went in spring 17 to become a nursing major. So that just shows you that not everybody can be a nursing major, especially like once you start those pre-nursing classes and you see, I don't like science, I don't like doing this. It takes a lot of discipline, and then especially once you get into nursing school, but that's not what this video is about. It takes a lot of discipline, and again, just if nursing is what you want to do wholeheartedly, you're not doing it for the money, you're not doing it because your parents are telling you to, you're not doing it because your sister is a nurse, you know, you will absolutely love nursing, and you're going to do what it takes to become that nurse. But okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Hopefully I helped you guys, you know, if you're undecided about a major, hopefully I gave you some helpful tips. If you are wanting to be a nursing major, hopefully I kind of helped you a little bit. But yeah, guys, I mean, if you don't know your major right off the jump, it's absolutely okay. It's natural. It's normal. Don't let that be an extra stress in your life. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so go ahead, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Make sure you subscribe and stay up, stay with it, and I'll see you guys in the next video.